Rolex has been making the Explorer in one form or another since 1953. Originally called Oyster Perpetual Explorer, it has been utilized in a number of historical expeditions throughout the world. Let's start with the first Explorer. There is a controversial topic that I would like to mention about it. Sir Edmund Hillary was part of the successful Hunt Mount Everest expedition in 1953, and while Rolex likes to imply that Hillary was wearing one, the evidence is a bit murky. Moreover, there is direct proof that he was in fact wearing a Smith's watch who had sponsored the whole expedition. Now, Sherpa Tenzing Norgay was wearing a Rolex, but that was because it was given to him on a prior failed climb attempt in 1952. Of course, this doesn't mean the Explorer isn't a durable watch in any way, shape, or form. It's just a little bit of an amusing history behind it. The 1655 Explorer II was released in 1971. You will note that it does not use Rolex's ubiquitous Mercedes hands. Yay! Also, the orange hand is not a GMT hand, just a 24-hour indicator. This was supposed to help cave explorers who, without access to sunlight, would tend to lose track of time. These were not very popular new, and of course that means that they are now quite pricey. The next step in the Explorer evolution came in 1984 with the 16550. The main difference, aside from aesthetics, is the sapphire crystal and the movement. The caliber 3085 for the first time allowed for an independently adjustable hour hand. This is the best GMT implementation in my opinion, and will be demonstrated later in the video. And finally, let's get to the 16570, which was released in 1989. It has an upgraded 3185 movement, which allows for a jumping hour hand. Aside from the Omega Flightmaster, I feel this is the best GMT setup. As the video shows, you can independently adjust the hour hand both clockwise and counterclockwise. This can be done without hacking the watch, which is perfect for traveling in seasonal time changes. The downside to this is that it only works for whole hour time zones. It will not work for half-hour or quarter-hour time zones, which are rare, but nonetheless, it should be noted. The date changes at midnight, and the crystal is sapphire. Size-wise, the watch is 39mm without the crown. Lug-to-lug length is 45mm, and its thickness is 11mm. The lug width is 20mm. It should also be noted that the bezel does not rotate, and that the paint on the 24-hour scale tends to come off easily. The good news is it's just as easy to refill it with model paint at home. As for my conclusion, this watch has a very strong lineage, and the company is still around, unlike many other Swiss brands. As I keep mentioning, I love the GMT mechanism and wish other companies would follow suit. The watch also has a fairly slim size for its age, and in my opinion is much more comfortable than its giant replacement. It is also very common, so it can be bought for relatively little, at least in Rolex terms. The one drawback for me is the lack of a rotating bezel, so perhaps a Pepsi GMT would have been a better choice for me. While the 3185 is an in-house movement, it is very durable and can be serviced by many third parties. If you're in the market for a model like this, be sure to research dial variation colors, luminous paint variation, and movement versions. And as usual, thanks for listening, and if you're interested, be sure to check out interestingwatches.com for more information. Thank you.